We are now on our way to go pick up a rental RV. This is our solution to a problem that I'm sure a lot of people out there currently have, is how do you have summer vacation safely because of the pandemic. So we kind of threw around ideas and came back to this one. We just didn't feel comfortable with the whole idea of staying in a hotel. We didn't feel comfortable with the idea of staying at our family's houses with the worry about COVID, and we didn't want to be bringing in any germs that we didn't have to because we're traveling. We don't want to bring them anything unnecessarily. So we did a little bit of research. We looked into RV rental companies around the area and narrowed it down to one, and we think that we're gonna love it. We'll see what happens. Nick's family actually has experience with campers and fifth wheels, so not necessarily motorhomes that drive themselves.
I'm happy to hear this camper drives itself because I wasn't planning on driving it, so that's good.
Yeah, he's all jokes right now. We're kind of on the fence about the whole idea of that kind of a vacation because we understand that it comes with a certain amount of work. Am I right?
A little bit.
He's not saying anything because I feel like he's kind of worried. Excited, but worried. Obviously, we're going to have to do a lot of cleaning because we're worried about the number of people who used it before us. And we've been told that this camper is brand new, 2021. So there have been maybe 2 to 3 families who have used it before us. And we're told it's cleaned in between each rental, but of course we're going to do our own thorough cleaning before we get on the road. We are stopping by the bank, picking up some money. You pulling into the drive-through?
There is no drive-through ATM. What's going on here?
Bank of America.
I have to get out of the car.
Yeah, you have to get out of the car. Oh no!
To set foot actually in a bank. It's been years.
It's Nick's least favorite thing to do is to go to the bank. So this is forcing him out of his comfort zone. He'll be back. Gotta suit up.
Let's rob this place.
Nikki's back.
Took them for all we got. Had to touch something out there.
Gotta have lots of this. So the RV rental place that we went with is called Easy Camp RV Rentals out of Clarence, New York, which is very close. Which is very close to where we live. So that was a huge thing. But we did compare prices with other local rental places. General cost for this 28-foot rental is about $1,600. Of course, there's little additional costs. We're renting a bike rack. What else did we have to do?
Driving extra miles.
Driving extra miles. We also had to buy our own adapter for the power.
90 amp to 30 or 50 to 30.
50 to 30. 50 to 30. So we had to actually buy that on Amazon. It was cheaper than probably renting it or asking them to provide it for us. So, what, $15?
$24, something like that.
$24.
Yes.
I will post a link to the adapter that we bought because we have a campground where we definitely know we're going to need it. And then his family, of course, they actually set up and power outside of their house for their camper. We will need an adapter for that, for their hookup.
To run the AC.
To run the AC. We are going to be using it pretty much 24/7. 24/7, a full week. We'll see how it goes. Nick's gonna step out and get some gas for this car. It's a process. So Nick's out there filling up the gas tank, and he said that there was a big old spider. And we haven't even started camping yet, and I'm already freaked out. So that bodes well. Tell everybody about your big old spider.
I was fueling up the car and there was a big old spider right on the handle of the
The
nozzle
fuel line.
there, the fuel line.
Already we have the little critters coming to attack us.
The gas couldn't go in fast enough. It was getting closer and closer to my hand.
Just the beginning.
Oh, another thing.
Oh,
It's been so long since I had to fuel up a car. I forgot the process. Paying with the credit card. You put the card in first. You put it in last. Do you leave the card in? Do you just put the chip in for a little bit and then remove it? Do you just?
this is pandemic life.
I forgot how to do this.
Was it cheap? Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap. Probably the cheapest in years.
Bonus. It's a time to travel.
I also forgot how to drive, so we'll figure it out.
Something we should mention, because if anybody's thinking about doing this, you have to think about, of course, how much you're going to have to budget for a trip like this. So budget-wise, we said, all right, so as long as we don't skyrocket over $2,000 for this entire trip, we should be okay. And so generally the cost of this rental is about $1,600. Of course, the little additional costs, we have to factor in the gas. We have to factor in the fact that they give us about 500 miles. 400 miles included in the cost. But anything above and beyond that, we're going to be paying for.
They give you a few hours of using the generator for free, and then above that, you got to pay more.
But the nice thing is that both places that we're parking have plug-ins. So we're plugging into his parents' house, and then we're plugging in at the campsite where we're also renting per night in Delaware. Delaware's Seashore State Park. I believe that's what it's called. But again, additional cost we have to worry about paying for each night that we are at the campground. Shouldn't be too much. The state parks are really great in terms of the cost. I mean, you're getting sewer line, you're getting water, and you're getting electricity. Delmarva used to be our home, so it's kind of like a nice little homecoming going to visit my parents. And we also had to factor in the fact that we were bringing our dog, Render, so not every campground is okay with dogs. And then on top of that, we had to think about a rental company, an RV rental company that is okay with having a big old dog inside their RV, especially a brand new one. We were a little worried about that, but they were okay with it. And of course, that's part of the budget too, because we had to prepare 2 checks. One for the rental amount and the second for a security deposit. So just like your rent, if you're renting an apartment, they want to make sure that you have already put down the money in case you destroy their vehicle. We put down a deposit initially of $250. So we have a check for $1,490, and then we have another check for $1,500. So we are coming to dump money on them and then pick up a big honking vehicle.
Hopefully get some money back.
Yes. So at the end of this thing, if we do what we're supposed to and we have a relatively uneventful trip, or eventful but uneventful in the good way, then we'll get our money back. Render needs to behave and those kids need to behave, and then we should be good.
Should be good.
We did it!
Oh, she can touch things. She just has to make sure she's not touching her face.
Wow! Oh, Mommy just found it! It's a beautiful shower!
It is beautiful.
Can I sit on this?
Yes.
Is it okay if I
Yes.
touch it?
Yeah. Mommy's gonna clean, but just be careful.
Ooh, you should have sprayed it.
thing that at least we were really kind of prepared for it. I think for the past week we've been getting together our RV supply list, so it wasn't just a matter of getting everything inside, finding places for it. Storage is limited, so you have to like be careful, not be careful, but be smart about what you're packing and what you really need, and then whittle it down and whittle it down, whittle it down. So we got everything that we needed in. We did forget a couple of things. I forgot seasoning, I forgot mayo for our sandwiches, little things. So far, you know, we find out what we forgot as the time goes on. I will say that what I was not really prepared for 100% was probably the noise. Nick said that too. He said, it's really loud in here.
Pressure fault driving down the road, some kind of warning.
What does that mean?
I don't know, one of the tires, I don't think it's going flat yet. Maybe it's just warm, got hot.
How far into the drive are we?
We are about 100 miles into the